Your dog is on the floor, try not to trip over it. Let's reach it up. And just shift your weight side to side while you're stretching yourself nice and long. Somehow I keep shrinking instead of getting longer, but it's nice to imagine, right? Let's go over to one side, pulling gently with one hand. Big breath into that side, let it stretch and open, and then come on up, reset, and go over to side two. And come back to center and reset, and whichever side felt tighter, that's the side you're going to go to. Doesn't have to be my side. And come back to center, reach it up, let's circle out the shoulders. 3, 6, and reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bringing your hands to your shoulders, keep that circular motion going. Spin around. 2 more. And we're going to punch our arms out to the side, make a fist, thumbs forward, shoulder blades together, ears away from your shoulders, and make tiny little circles. Let your back muscles support your shoulder, so your arm can move. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's how tiny your circles are. Flip it back and circle back the other way. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's turn our arms in the socket. Might get more of a stretch in the back or more of a stretch in the chest, depending on you and what you've been doing. Hope you're getting a stretch in the biceps from all the snow shoveling. And then let your arms come down. Let them go back and forth, but let them gently relax. And swing it out. And shake it out. Circle the wrists. We'll get to them. Okay, let's come down to the hips and pop it out side to side. And hula hoops. About 4 in each direction. Nice and big. Find the range of your hips. And figure eights. Let's do 4 each way. This is 3 and 4. And back the other way. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, bringing it down to the knees. Round and round and round we go. Circling the feet, waking up the ankles. And reverse. Fix, and then planting the ball of your foot on the floor. Are you saying Finn's saying he can't do that? So he's just going to block me. There we go. Let's go to the other side. I know, I'm not taking you out this morning. You're going to have to wait. Okay, so bringing your feet underneath your hips. Let's take one foot up on the ball of your foot. We're going to roll smoothly as we switch, prancing with control. Nice. Arms wherever you need them. Wobbling is okay. Holding on is okay. Big believer in you get strong first and the balance follows. It's not that you have balance and then you can get stronger. Some people can do that. Let's take our feet wide. But in general, for people who struggle with balance, getting stronger really helps. unless it's vestibular or eyesight related, hearing related. And let's hold it on one side. Let's get a nice big stretch on that inner thigh, sitting the hip back. Knee can go forward as long as your hip is going back. Was it the explanation I heard was once it's like a car jack? It goes up, it goes down, but the 2 points go out and in. So your hip goes back, your knee goes forward, and then they both come in together as you come up to standing. Hip goes back, knee goes down, and we go the other way. Nice big stretch. If you're all knees without using your hips or all hips without using your knees, something's gonna start screaming at you. I don't know what, but something will. And come back to center, walk your feet in 1 or 2 steps. Let's do our shoulder drops. And you can take your time with these. And give your back a nice big stretch. We have our 1-arm rows today. Let's do 1 more each side. You're going at your own pace. Good. Nice. I like that rotation. And let's roll it up. Okay, it's warm already. But we're all stripping at the same time. Okay. Finding your balance on 1 foot or holding on for support. Let's take 1 foot out and we're going to do our ankle wiggles. And see if we can pull up our waistband at the same time. And turn our fitness tracker on because I keep forgetting. I can see in 10 years you'll be remembering, I took this course from this woman and she kept forgetting to set her fitness tracker. Let's switch sides. That's all you remember from the class. Sometimes having a point of reference, like holding onto your hips, hand on your head, is enough to create the proprioception that makes it easier to balance. Good. Let's come back to side 1. Knee up. We're going to rotate from the hip to bring the ankle up. And hacky sack kicks, which I was never good at. But hey, when there's no hacky sack, nobody can see what your misses are. It's kind of like jump roping without a jump rope. You can do all the double unders and nobody will know that in real life you would probably be tripping over your face. Actually, I would be tripping over my face. Here we go. It's the world of make-believe today. Knee up, rotate out, and lift up. Good. And shake it out. Okay, let's do our Russian dancers. So feet comfortably wide. You don't have to be in a huge straddle. But we're gonna go from basically spinal extension all the way into deep spinal flexion for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, if you're not too dizzy, find your feet under your hips again and get a little bouncy. Just bring your heels up and down. You don't have to land hard. I'm not landing at all on my heels. I'm just finding that little spring. Knees are bent. We're going to stay here for about 15 more seconds. It's getting bouncy. This is kind of building into next week. My February limitation is over. I can start jumping again, so you can too. 3, 2, 1. Good. Circle out your ankles. Let me pull my chart here. So we've been doing patellar tendon isos and proximal hamstring isos for the last 2 weeks this week. I think we're going to make it a split squat iso. So grab a weight that's heavy for you. We're not going up and down. We're just going to, hold it, you can cross in front, okay. You can cross behind. Okay. So split stance, you're on railroad track, so feet are hip width apart, but you're spread out front to back. And you got the heavier weights in your hands, and we're going to sink down into that split squat and hold for about 45 seconds to a minute on each side. So it's replacing what we did the last couple of weeks. So think about pushing down through your knees, letting that muscle get longer, and staying up tall, checking that you're not hinged forward. You know, stay as tall as you can and kind of yield into it. We're only 15 seconds in, 20 seconds in. The clock keeps moving, that's a good thing. We're at about 30 seconds. So hang in there if you can. Legs are getting shaky. You can adjust your foot position. See if you can sink down into it a little bit more. And squeeze your butt. Press that hip open a little bit more. You're at 45 seconds. Hold on for 15 more if you can, and then we switch sides, and it's going to feel harder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up and out. Shake your legs out, and we're going to switch. Whew. 3, 2, 1. Wrap it down. Nice tall posture, shoulders away from your ears. Hip on the back leg is getting a nice big stretch. See if you can yield into that knee, yield into your thigh that's holding you on the front leg. Both feet working, both legs working. We're halfway there. This is 30 seconds. Stay with it as long as you can. See if you can, you might want to come out of it and then sink back down into it. Side 2 is harder because side 2 worked when you were doing side 1. We're 40 seconds, or sorry, 45. This is 50. Hang on for 10 more seconds if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on out. Woo. Shake your legs out. We're going to come down on the floor, hands and knees. And I'm just going to rock back and forth till everybody gets down here with me. Okay, so centering your hips over your knees, shoulders over your hands. Let's do some protractions of your shoulder blades, separating them, pulling them to the outside of your rib cage, and then retracting, pulling the shoulder blades back in towards your spine. Protract, retract. I'm not doing cat-cow, but if you are at home and that feels good to you, that's fine. I'm just working on the shoulder blades, waking them up, spreading them across the rib cage, and then pulling them back in towards the spine. It feels like, looks like your chest is lifting and dropping between your arms. And my neck is neutral, tailbone is neutral, low back is neutral. Let's do 2 more. And then we're going to throw in some bird dogs. We're going to do 3 on each side, my style, which is extend nice and long, hips are level, not rotated up. Elbow to knee, extend and switch. So it's a nice big extension, a crunch, extend and switch. 2 more on each side, extend, crunch, extend and switch. Then elbow to knee. Last one. Crunch, extend, and switch. Side 2. Crunch, and switch. Come into child's pose. Stretch your arms out long. Walk your right arm a little bit longer than your left. Take a big breath in. Walk it back. Take your left arm a little bit longer than your right. Big breath in. Good. And let's come up. Let's do a little bit of balance. Tiny bit of balance. So, finding your balance. I'm going to start on my unsteady side, my left side, the surgical side. So find your balance on your left foot, or just explore. Shift your weight forward towards your toes, back towards your heels. It's just really subtle movement. Weight in your toes, weight in your heels. Feel where your ball of your foot is. See if you can feel the outside of your foot. And just explore. And you're in a kickstand stance. And we're just going to shift forward to back. One more like this, and then we're going to add arms. And notice what happens to your balance. If it goes to crap, maybe you want to make a smaller arm movement. You can start here and build up. Reaching and pulling. Let's do two more like this. It's an interesting balance challenge, isn't it? Let's go to side two. Okay. Shifting forward and back, just noticing how your foot is doing. Notice if your foot wants to go more on the inside, more on the outside. Stop and see if you can find center and kind of get grounded over it, because we're going to need that for the workout. But for balancing, we're going forwards and back. Your toes might come up, your heel might come up. We're in a kickstand stance. I see you wobbling. I honor that wobbling. Wobbling is good. Add the arms. And then make it as big as you can. I still find it challenging on my good side. Once you start moving arms and changing where your center of mass is, the balance becomes infinitely harder. Let's do two more. Good. I have seen people go back, way, way back. I'm not there yet. Maybe you are. I couldn't see everybody in very detail, but here we are. We're going to start with our squat to swinging clean. So if you're using wedges, you can use wedges. I'm going to try doing it without wedges today. My squat isn't going to be as deep, but my squat is never very deep to begin with. So take your feet into a comfortable squat position. You're going to rack the weights. This is called a front rack, where you've got your arms and the weights in front of your shoulders, as opposed to a back squat. It's more like a front squat, except you don't want your legs too wide because we're going to be swinging. We're going to come down, swing, and come up. Four. Good. 5. Last one. Good. We're going to go into our one-arm row. Instead of a bench, I have a chair. With my chair, I'm going to be way bent over. We'll see how long I can hold on to 2 weights. Shoulders are level. Back is flat, more or less, and you're sitting in your hips to support you. Let's go for 10 to 12 on each side. Unless you're building your strength, you're going heavy, and then you might be 8 to 10. And when you get done with one side, Nice form I'm seeing. Good. Let's go to side two. Yeah. Okay. Side step downs. Again, this is a day where I don't have the ability to do step downs with you. So I'm going to watch and coach you through it. Maybe I'll demonstrate. So grab your benches, your steps, whatever you're doing, and start facing me so I can see you. So these are the side step downs, not the front step downs. And you're going to hinge back into your hip and let that leg that's up on the step hold you. There you go. I want to make sure we're not hiking the hip and bringing ribs to the hips. Let's go for 6 on each side. Lower yourself down, tap your heel, and then press through your foot to lift yourself up. If you can't touch the floor, no stress. Just make sure that standing leg is doing all the work. Hold on if you need support. Really reach through that back hip. Push it back like to reach the wall behind you. Bend your knee. Good. When you get to 6, you can switch sides. You can hold on to the wall, hold on to a banister, hold on to a foam roller. Beautiful. Nice. All the way up to standing, straighten that top leg. We're going to come back to these. So my cheat when I do these is I'll go down, 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 and then come up, up, up. And then I never quite straighten out. So we come back to this. Let's work on getting up to full extension instead of staying in that partially bent position. Good. Okay. That's way more than 6. Let's move on. Biceps to overhead press. Okay. I like to be in a split stance because it helps me keep my posture so I'm not swinging and arching. We're going to do a bicep curl, overhead press, down, down, alternating sides. So we're counting to 20. It's 10 on each side, which is more than we've done in the past. And so if going overhead doesn't feel good on your shoulders, stick with the bicep curl. If you find you're getting tired going overhead and you can't quite straighten your arm, stick with the bicep curl. That gets to be too much. Hang on, we're almost done. When you're done, you're done. I have 2 more on each side. And 2. Good. Face down. Shake your arms out. Circle your wrists. Adjust your tights, your pants, your shoes, your dog, whatever needs to be adjusted. Take a minute here. Grab a drink. I'm gonna go grab my water. I'll be right back. Whew. So 10 seconds. We're going to go back to our squats with the swing and clean. So whatever weight you're using for that, be comfortable with. Toes can be turned out. Just be careful with the swings. We're going to rack our weights and go in 3, 2, 1. 10 of these beauties. Down and up. 2. Make sure you're sitting into your hips and not just bending your back over. Chest up, eyes up with your squat always. I lost count. I'm going to do one more. And we're done. One arm row. It's too awkward holding 2 weights, so I'm going to go back to 1 weight. So I'm going to slow mine down a little bit because this is a lot lighter than what I'm used to lifting, but it's hard to hold 2 weights. You used to be able to do it. Nice and slow. Even up, even down. Feel that shoulder blade moving like we did in our warm-up. And switching sides. When you're ready, level up your shoulders, pull the ear away from your shoulders, and lift. To really feel that shoulder blade pulling in. And swing your arms. Okay, side step downs. Standing leg is doing all the work. So you're going down and up. That was a bad example. Your heel is going to touch down and you're going to push through your foot to come back up. So down, down, down. We're not hiking our hips or crunching our ribs to our hips. You want to stay long through the spine, long through the hips. Lower yourself down. Let's do 6 to 8 on each side. Not 68, 6 to 8. Nice. All the way up to full extension. Straighten that knee, straighten that hip. All the way up, make yourself tall, tall, tall. Pull that hip in at the top. Squeeze it in. There you go. Nice. Excellent. You make a coach proud. Good job, you guys. Bicep curl to overhead press because you can never do enough bicep and shoulder work, right? Who planned this workout? Thank God it's the last time we're doing this. Here we go. Your arms and your shoulders might be getting very tired. Up, up, down, down. We're not going to do that 20 times. You can do it yourself in your head. This is 3. This is 4. We're getting there. 6. Nice clean movements. Halfway there. Crisp movements. You got this. Last set. And up. I told you it was coming up fast. And oof. Okay. Weights down. Shake it out. Grab a drink. We'll take a minute or two here, and then we'll go into our second circuit. I didn't skip anything, did I? Nope. Nope. So we have our curtsy to an upright row, our rows to a rear delt fly. It's all about rowing. We are going to do hamstring walkouts and then wipers on the floor. So 2 things standing, 2 things down on the floor. Okay. Let's circle out your wrists, shake them out. Holding on to weights just kind of wears on your wrist and your forearms more than you realize. Start gripping muscles. We want them to get stronger. You don't want them to get hurt, because if you get hurt and you can't lift a weight, then I'd be very sad. You would be too. Okay, so starting with curtsy to an upright row, we're going to add balance this week. We kind of played with this a little bit last week. So whatever leg is moving, it's the same side weight. The weight's in the same side hand. So it's in my mirror image, so you may be seeing right. It's my left hand. I'm moving my left leg. So we're going to curtsy down and reach. Chest stays up, eyes stay up. And then we're going to come to a pull with a balance. So sink it down as low as you can, come up high. And don't forget that squeeze in your back. We're not just lifting the weight. Oh, that might be enough. If I wobble, you wobble, and vice versa. 4. Woo. 5, make it meaningful. 6, 2 more. 7, good. 8. Okay, the more interesting side comes now for me. So if I'm wobbling, look at something else that's stationary and keep your gaze there. The movement is the same. The balance challenge is pulling that arm back. Okay, the balance challenge might be just taking your foot off the floor. But the real balance challenge is if you take your foot off the floor, moving that arm. We have 2 more. Find your big toe. And a lot of times when I lose my balance, actually I need the other weight for this. There you go. Because I lose my big toe. And a lot of people do. They forget where their big toe is in space, and the ball of the big toe and the head of the big toe. When you're pressing through the whole ball of your foot, it's a little bit easier to stay on that tripod and stay grounded. Okay, so bent over row to a rear delt fly. We're going to go a little bit lighter maybe, up to you. Row to fly 10 times. Big exhales. 7, chest up, eyes up. Don't bend over. So you're rounding your back. Back should be nice and strong and flat. Engaged, core is holding. I've lost count. And let's rest. Okay. So 1 weight coming with you down to the floor. Hamstring walkouts. It's a burn, baby, burn. And then we'll do our rotations with the flies. We're going to work on taking more steps today rather than doing more actual bridges. So I think we did more than 4 last week. We're going to stick to 3, but I want you to deliberately work on holding yourself as your toes walk out. You're pressing through your whole foot, but your march ends where you can't keep your toes on the floor anymore. So let's see if we can take more steps, more quality steps, lifting into your bridge and walking out just as far as you can, keeping your toes pressed in, and then walking back without sliding your feet. Lower down, check in with your spine, reset, lift up, walk it out. Maybe you took only 2 steps last time. Maybe you can do 3 steps this week. Down, reset your spine. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift. Last one we're doing like this. And hug your knees into your chest when you're done. Okay, hopefully your weight is not too far away. We're going to do our flies with the twist. So kind of like arm bar, but our arms are moving this time. So the weight's in my right arm. I'm going to fly to my right as my legs go to the left. Come up, switch hands, go down to the other side. We're going for 16 hand switches. Which is about 8 twists on each side. 6. 10. Almost there. Remember, your knees don't have to touch the floor. Heaven knows my knees are not. 15. And 16. Up, hug your knees in. We'll take a minute and we'll go through all that again. Check in with your back that it's feeling good. Side to side or little circles. Oh. Are we ready to do that again? Let's work our way up to standing. We have a curtsy lunge to an upright row. Sinking it down. Whoops, I have it in the wrong hand. So whichever leg is in back, that hand has the weight, same side. And we're gonna pull because we're lifting, balancing, and rowing at the same time. Because we are awesome. 2, 3. Press into your whole foot. Make sure you're centered over that standing leg. There you go. 7, 8. Let's do 2 more. Because we can. Because we're here. Makes up for all my lack of counting all the other weeks. We catch up at the most unexpected times. Side 2. Sink it down, chest up, eyes up. Whole foot pressing into the floor. Push into that floor to stand up. Use the floor. You're not floating in space. Use the floor. Use your finger on something if you need it for balance. 6. Good. Whew. Holy moly. I cannot remember what comes next. Row to a rear delt fly. Excuse me. Find your weights. Settle into your hips. Knees are slight bend. Chest up, eyes up. Row. Fly. Feel those shoulder blades moving. 3. We're going to 10 this week. 6. 8. And 10. Ooh, very nice. Okay, take a second. The weights away. Keep one with you. We have our hamstring walkouts. But keep that weight close by so that we can go into our flies right afterwards. Okay. So we're going to settle down on the floor. Just notice where your ribs are. Check in with your back that you're not arched way up. Use your breath to settle down. You might tilt that pelvis just a little bit. It might tilt, not that you're purposely tilting it. But bringing your ribs down might cause that tilt, and that's okay. That's an okay place to start. Heels are starting close to your butt. You can press into your whole foot. Inhale to prepare. Exhale and lift, and let's walk. Remember, we're only doing 3, and you're taking these as far as you can at whatever pace you can do it. There's no rush. Lift. And we're lowering down in between each one. And walk your feet back in. And lower. And lift. Squeeze those glutes. Feel your hamstrings working. They're holding you. They're so strong. And bring it down. Bring your knees in. And give your low back a little rest. You can make circles. You can go side to side, or you can just hug. And breathe. We don't have to rush into the next exercise. We have lots of time. So much time, I'm going to move and give myself a little more room. Okay. So, bringing your legs up to tabletop. Weight in one hand. We're going to twist over to one side. And come back. Twist over to the other side. And come back. 4. Enjoy that stretch. You can let your gaze follow the weight. We're not dropping the weight. 10, 8 on each side, so we're going to 16. This is 11 for me. 12. 13. 14. One more on each side. And hopefully your back is feeling good. Bring the weight down safely. Hug your knees in. And let's sit up and come on to hands and knees. We're gonna do a little hip mobility. This is something, another hip thing you can come back to whenever. We're gonna bring our knee into our chest, out to the side, foot up to the ceiling, and then back in. So knee in, out, foot up, and back in. Hi, Finn. One more, in, out, up, and back. And then we're coming to side two. You don't have to turn. I'm just turning. We won't kick the dog. In, out, sorry, Finn. Up, and back. Okay, let's do one more. In, out, up, and down. Okay. Let's rock back to your heels. Take your knees wide, hang out in child's pose. Reach your arms long. And walk your hands over to one side and stretch through your side. Big breath in, let those muscles stretch and relax. And then walk your hands back to center and over to the other side. Notice if your two sides are still uneven, one side is still tight. And we're going to come back to center. We're going to come back into child's pose with the thread the needle. Let's come up and let's switch sides. Let's come up into half kneeling. Almost done. I need to vacuum this carpet. It's coming to half kneeling. Squeeze the butt, press that hip forward, get a nice big stretch on your hip flexor, and reach up. Did you have a good walk, Finn? Did you miss me? Keep leaning into it. Don't let the dog interfere. Just push the dog with you. They're so flexible. They go with you. And let's come out of that and take that front knee 90 degrees. And our body's face forward, but we're going to move to the side. So it's kind of a transverse glide. You might feel it in your knees, your ankles, your calves, mostly inner thigh. Hey, buddy. And let's hold it out there. So turn towards me and keep your knee to the side. So we're not facing the knee. And then go into it. Oh, it's a little more intense. And then let's take that leg way out to the side. Bring your hands down on the floor and rock back and forth. Just a little hip rocking, but one leg is way out to the side. One more rock. Then we go to the other side. Okay. So switching legs, you squeeze the booty of the back leg, press it forward, stretch through the quad and the hip flexor, and then reach up and over. And breathe. Notice where you're breathing. Make sure your rib cage is moving. You're not so tense from the workout that you're holding it all in your chest. I know it's no fair. I have Finn to use for balance. There we go. Lean into it a little bit more, stretch just a little bit more, and hold on to it for about 10 more seconds. Keep squeezing that booty, stretching that quad, opening that hip flexor. And then we're going to back out of it. And take your knee out 90 degrees. That was forward, now it's out to the side. Your body is forward, and your whole body is, there you go, your whole body is going to the side. Maybe it's easier to do this on one side than the other. Something to notice. And then we're going to hold. And see if you can relax all those muscles. Just kind of yield into that stretch. Good. Then we take that leg out to the side, like so. Go down on hands and knees. I'm on a funny angle to you, I know. There's a dog in the way. We're just going to rock back and forth. Give that leg a little bit more stretch. One more. And then carefully bring that leg back in. And up. Let's roll our shoulders and come up to standing. If I come up to standing, I have to change the camera again. Let's reach forward. You can sit on your heels or down on the ground. Let your back round. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. It's like a seated cat-cow, whatever position you're in. Right now we're in cat, rounding the back, breathing into your back. And then slowly come out of that, reach back, and look up. It's kind of a, there's probably a yoga name for it, but God knows what it is. Just reaching up, opening across your chest. Lifting up the arms. Good. And then one more, a little more fluid, reaching forward, reaching back. Oh, let's do that again. Make sure your spine flexes and extends without too much creakiness and pain. And we're all done. Nice work. It's fun seeing everybody.
Thank you, as always.
You're welcome.